Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and what I have here today is one of the most expensive and most premium Kias that you can buy today and probably in history. This is the all-new 2025 Kia EV9 GT line all-wheel drive, and yes, you already get the top-of-the-line version here in the Philippines. First, I would like to thank everyone here at Kia BGC for making this set of reviews possible. So I just came from my Kia Carnival HEV review, and I'll have after this the Sonet EX Lendout review. Now, back with this EV9, having first encountered this back at the Philippine International Motor Show, this is one of the best looking and striking electric SUVs you can buy because it just looks so stunning. Here on the side profile, I expected this to have cladding, but no, for once, Kia have listened. We get body-colored cladding themselves. How about that? Yes, this is plastic and then steel. Right, so Kia did listen to some of the consumers who hate all of the usual cladding. And these are the largest wheels I've ever encountered on a Kia. These are running on 285, 45, and 21 series tires. And the design themselves look a little bit like the Carnival itself, and you get a very large set of LED lights, and you have 12 pieces overall. Yes, I've counted this, and the DRS act as repeaters themselves too. You have a ground clearance of 177 millimeters, not that high but not too low either. At least it's much taller than your usual crossover. Now, pairing this Kia EV9, there's nothing. Kidding aside, what we have here is almost 100-liter compartment. Your front release button, I have no idea if you can fit a person in here. Your usual car battery, and it says here a max load of 20 kilograms. Then you have your washer fluids and more stuff here that I actually don't know. Oh, air filter replacement, it says here. Open. Oh, now I have to unscrew it first. Pairing this EV9 GT line is what struck me the most. This has a whopping 99.8 kilowatt-hour battery that powers all four wheels, that produces a combined output of 384 horsepower and 700 newton meters of torque, with a range too of 505 kilometers. Not as good as the EV6, but still, to carry your family and to have that much range, there is no better SUV around. Now, back on the side profile, surprisingly, these have roof rails with sunroofs on them, and this is one of the most striking features of this EV9, both in and outside. You have a side mirror with repeaters and cameras underneath. More on what's inside later on. And here now on the rear quarter panel, I like this because there's less lines than usual. It feels like it's one whole gigantic piece. And this is your charging port. So you have here a slow charger and a DC fast charger. Now, for the charging rates from 10% to 80%, with the slow charger, it will take almost 10 hours. Well, 9 hours and 45 minutes to be exact. If you have a DC fast charger, it's 83 minutes and a much faster rate in 24 minutes, which we don't have yet here in the Philippines. And I like how you close this. It's, again, a push of a button. And here at the rear overall, you get a large set of LED tail lights, a spoiler here too with the camera. And for your hazards, this time there are 11 pieces. I don't know why they didn't make it all. Well, just an OC thing of mine. And you have the largest Kia badge I've ever seen so far. And once you open this up, despite too with the third row in place, you can put a lot of stuff here, even for your charging cables and all that, with room to spare. Here on the left side, 12-volt socket, and the safety cover for the button itself. So you can do it here, right, as demo, right, and then put it back up. And now if I press this, it worked 5 minutes ago. There you go. Oh, that's why I have to hold it. That's a bit weird. Anyway. And underneath, you have a place for your tonneau cover. I don't see any spare tire like with most EVs. Now, here on the right side, you have a 250-volt outlet and buttons here to fold down the second and third row. So, one touch. Look at that. The third row now finally folds. It takes a while, but at least you'll get the job done. Right, so this is the space now, with the third row in place. Now, even better, you can as well fold the second row. Look at that. Again, it takes a while, and don't worry about the armrest because they kind of hit the chair anyway. It still folds flat in place. Then look at the space overall. This is insane. Now, this is the interior of the ever luxurious Kia EV9. Here in the door card, you get a two-tone color scheme. It's brown and black, and I love all of the fabrics here. Kia have done a lot with this vehicle. I mean, it's one of the most premium ones you can get, and probably for an EV overall too. And as I mentioned earlier, why I said the side mirrors are one of the most striking features, because you don't have mirrors anymore, but they are screens themselves. That is insane. And here on the left side, you get buttons here for your charging port, to open the front hood, the rear electronic tailgate, electronic stability control, and for your electronic parking brake. Your usual, like with most Korean vehicles, well, the more upmarket premium vehicles rather. Now, how to start this vehicle? It literally took me a bit of time to find the start stop button. Usually when it's an EV, I press the brake, then it will magically turn on. But this one is a little bit different. This is your gear stock, but I saw this EV button. So this is how you turn on the Kia EV9. So these are a set of 12.3-inch screens, one for your instrument cluster with a lot of information. And then if I press these buttons here on the steering wheel, so these are your driving modes. So we have Eco, Normal, Sport, and My Drive. Being an all-wheel drive vehicle, you have three additional modes of snow, mud, and sand. I forgot if the EV6 GT had this too, GT line rather. And yeah, that's pretty simple. I expected a little bit more, to be honest, but again, I don't mind its simplicity. And the other screen here too, you have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, very good. And these are the rest of your EV information. So this is your 360-degree camera. Again, I expected a little bit more, but at least it's similar like that what you get in the Carnival HEV. And I thought why the screens were perfectly divided, because I saw another set here. This is for your air conditioning controls. But if you press this crosshair, so it reveals more controls here for your air conditioning system. Now, this is my gripe with, like with most modern vehicles, especially with EVs. You have to find everything here in the infotainment system. But all of the important bits I want is all either a button or touch sensitive themselves. And remember, from the Philippine International Motor Show, these were all blank. But once you start the vehicle, it will illuminate. And to make sure too that you are pressing it, it gives a sound and vibrations here. I like that. And as you can see, one of the few Kias that I know of, this has ambient light from the door all the way here to the dashboard itself. I like the opaque pinkish red color, so I'll leave it at that. And more buttons here for your air conditioning temperature and for your fan speed. At least there's an option you can do it here in these screens if you're bored in traffic, or buttons here. And way further down, you get two Type-C USB ports and a pop-out 12-volt socket. Further down below, more ambient light and a larger cabby space. Here in the center, you get four buttons for your auto hold hill descent, around view monitor, and for your parking sensor functions. And open this tray up, you have two cup holders. If you move this plastic thing away and then push it again, you can vary on the size of stuff you want to put in here. And you have a charger here for your key fob and a wireless charging pad itself. This is one of the smallest center console boxes, but at least it's bigger than a Chevrolet Camaro, just saying. And the seats here are a nice touch too. So this one's a different color than the one I saw in the motor show itself. Again, it's a two-tone scheme, brown and black. You get, oh, no way. Hold on. What the heck? That's cool. I hope I can put it up. So, one of the few cars too that has thigh support for the driver's seat. Oh, that's actually more comfortable now. Wow. Well, I would say dangerously too comfortable to sit behind the wheel. However, given the performance of this, you'd probably be awake at all times. The steering wheel itself, it's a nice D shape, and there's, again, more buttons for your adaptive cruise control and instrument cluster adjustments on the left side. Your phone connectivity functions on the right side. And as mentioned, you get two more buttons here down below for your driving modes and the all-terrain modes. Above here, you get your LED lights, controls too for the front sunroof and visor. You have a vanity mirror with LED light. I remember. Yeah. Good job, Kia. Oh, I just saw two now. There's a heads-up display. You get paddle shifters here too for your regen braking, and the first Kia that I know of that has electronic telescopic functions for the steering wheel. This car is so big, I can literally go through like that. Now here at the second row, here in the door card, pretty much the same like the ones in front. You get buttons here for your heating functions. Turn that off, it might burn my bum. And for your seat ventilations themselves, sunshade blockers. Whoops. Oh dear, what's happening? On either side, LED lights with coat hangers. And remember, this is already my driving position. Oh, almost. But still, the space is still pretty impressive. And despite for the sunroof here on the second row, I still have a lot of headroom. Even 6-footers will be safe here. Storage pockets on either side. Oh yeah, two. I forgot. There's USB Type-C ports on either side. I found this really handy. And from the second row itself, you can access the adjustments of the right front passenger seat in case your VIP seated here. 2 cup holders, and further down, more ambient light, and extend this out. You got a much larger console box, enough for probably wine and all that. And the adjustments here. Oh my gosh, look at that. You can activate all of your, what is it? Oh, massage function. Oh, sorry. Wow. Oh, that's better. Oh, yeah. That's better for the lumbar. Oh my God. Right, I'm getting carried away. So you get 2 air conditioning vents up above, and the AC controls are just here in the middle. It's not the annoying like the Carnival that's only located on the right side, so everyone can reach it. Oh my gosh, I'm the captain seats here are a blessing. Again, with the two-tone scheme, brown and black, and you get butterfly headrest as well. But for once, these are leather. The ones in front are all cloth, and they're see-through from my angle. Now, I'm getting carried away. Let's go to the third row. Now, to access the third row, it's not your usual levers, but again, with the push of a button, the second row captain seats will fold electronically. And speaking of electronically, this is one of the first cars that I know of that has electronic adjustments for all seats. And yes, you heard me right. Even up to here, for the third row, look at that. I mean, yeah, the forwards and backwards is non-existent, but for the reclining function, oh, this goes all the way back. Wow, look at that. This is one of the more comfortable third rows I've tried out. And the space here is pretty good too. I mean, having a feet room and knee room too. Headroom, okay, well, that's not fair because I'm so reclined already. Okay, this one's just enough. Wow, still a lot of headroom. Right, LED lights up above, and on either side, you get your electronic reclining buttons, 1 Type-C USB port, 1 cup holder, and extra storages here too, and speakers all around too. And remember too, this has a 14-speaker Meridian sound system setup. I've heard this during the motor show. It's probably one of the best I've encountered in an electric vehicle so far. Right, that's about it. Now let's finally go for a drive. Now, first impressions immediately with this EV9, I'm so not used with the side mirrors, and they look really weird when you adjust them, and it's not, I don't know, it's so unconventional to me because I look outside rather than in here in the cabin. And the steering feel at the moment is light, but there's some heft to it. I just left it for now in eco mode for obvious reasons. Wow, okay, I can tell already the NVH is among one of the best because earlier there was a truck outside carrying a lot of money, hence I wanted to buy this car. I mean, joking aside, and there was a generator outside too, and none of it was translating into the cabin. And here, U-turn test, if we can make it. Oh no, can we make it? Oh dear. Oh. Right, yeah, the turning circle is really wide. Not comparing with only with the Kia Carnival. Even though this is exactly the same height but shorter in length and width. But driving it overall, it doesn't feel too intimidating at all. Yeah, you can feel the length and the height of this car, but still it's so easy to maneuver even here just around in BGC itself. And at the moment, it says here 76% and 370 kilometers of range left. And it says here boost on. Let's try it out once this clears out. And once again, if you change all of the driving modes, the charge will lessen. So eco and my drive is exactly the same at 370. Normal, 10 kilometers less. And then sport mode, it's only 348 kilometers of range left. So I think let's leave it here now. And I can tell off the line it's much more responsive. The throttle itself and the steering wheel, I don't think there was any change on the weight itself. Okay, the ride too is, I would say, really good. You can feel just a tad bit of jitteriness, but still soaks up all of the bumps and humps really well. Of course, this is Kia at their maximum potential. They put everything on this car. Not to my surprise, because this is a really nice Kia to drive, and probably to one of the best ones I've tried out. And oh yeah, paddle shifters too to adjust the regen. So now, okay, let's just try level 1 at the moment. Blind spot's a little bit weird because you have the mirrors themselves. Holy wow! Right, remember guys, you have 700 Newton meters on the top. And of course, like with all EV vehicles, the power is instantaneous. And remember, this top speed is at 200 kilometers per hour, electronically limited for obvious reasons. Yeah, that was just an initial pull, and it's already crazy. For a car that weighs like 2,615 kilograms, when it did that pull, the car felt like nothing. Right, and what I want to know too is the weight of this. Yes, EVs tend to be really heavy, and I think so far too, this is one of the heaviest cars I've tried out so far, and close to 3 tons. Yeah, this is the problem now with cars nowadays. They're too heavy. But for the EVs, I don't mind it because it makes up for it for all of the power on off the line, just not even full throttle yet. Holy moly. And stops on a dime too. Wow. Despite again weighing 2.6 tons. Okay, the steering feel is pretty much constant. There's some heft to it. I like it. It's not too numb or to the likes of example only like with the Kia Sonet and again with the Carnival HEV. I mean, it's alright as a first timer, but if you're gonna buy this for the first time, you have to watch out for the power. I mean, the steering it's going to be easy to drive and all that, but yeah, the power is immense. And remember, this is only the GT line, so I'm not sure if we get a crazier version like the EV6 GT. So imagine that in this body itself. So that's gonna be one crazy super SUV if ever. But for me already, I kind of consider this as a super SUV because the 0 to 100 km per hour time is done in 5.4 seconds. For comparisons, that is exactly the same as the Chevrolet Camaro Turbo. And now here, Eco mode, and then suddenly you floor it. Oh, okay. Just a little bit more tame, but it still kind of pushes you back in your seat. Let's try normal. And what I like to when I was doing the high-speed pulls earlier, the NVH here is top-notch. Not much tire noise and wind noise going in here to the cabin. Not much rattle shakes, and the windows themselves. Oh, it's double glazed. No wonder I cannot hear anything from the outside. Interesting take here with this Kia EV9. Okay, that's level 0. Oh yeah, let's try level 1 charge. Well, so let's do 25 kilometers per hour. 20, okay. So let's do level 2, same speed, 25 kilometers per hour. 19, 18, oh, that's going down much quicker. There's 4. Okay, level 3. 25, 18, 7, 6, 50. Okay, that's much quicker. What the? iPedal Max, it says here for the level 4 charge. Okay, let's try it here in this stoplight. 25. Oh, wow. Look at that. It literally wants to stop. But I'm going to keep it at level 1 because I want to play with this car a lot. So for this U-turn, you have to eat up the other lane to make this U-turn itself, because yeah, the steering ratio is kind of long. So I kind of have to execute a 3-point turn as such, but still it's pretty easy. And remember, you have to get used to this shifter, because of course I was panicking earlier. I don't know why the reverse is down here rather than the up, so I was kind of like following a traditional gear shift. And what's fascinating too with this EV9, even though I said this suspension is a little bit jittery, going over humps, even the most infamous ones like here in High Street and Mind Museum, it handled them really, really well. So I can't even wait to try this with 7 people on board to really test the suspension out. So I don't know how Kia have done that to make this really comfortable at the same time whilst being sporty, plus carrying 2.6 tons. They did a lot with this car. I am very, very impressed. Even though it's not tend to be the sportiest or the fastest out there, well, it kind of is the fastest anyways. So 700 Newton meters on the top. It looks like this. Oh! And it's so quiet, and that's what I like to. Same with the EV6 GT line. There is no pumped-in audio. I like that. And same like with the V6 GT, there's like the sounds of nature and all that. I decided to turn it off for obvious reasons. Now, with Kia's resources all poured on this vehicle, this is also one of the most expensive Kias in history. This one stands at 5,888,000 pesos. But I would say you get a lot for your money, and if you want the most premium Kia ever made, and it can keep up with some of the sports cars out there. So again, that concludes my test day review of this Kia EV9 GT line. Wala car. So again, I'd like to thank everyone here at Kia BGC, here at AC Motor Central, to Miss Lizel and to Sir Dian, who assisted me here in this test drive. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more future car reviews and more Kia reviews coming right up. Bye-bye.